I recently had a comment on a video that talked about accountability in response to my disagreement with if they wanted to, they would. Here's the simple truth. People are responsible for their actions. Accountability exists whether we like it or not. But there's also another truth running alongside it. People are shaped by trauma, patterns, and internal struggles that are not always visible. These truths do not cancel each other out. They coexist. So truth must be balanced. Our lived experience matters, but it does not override reality. Accountability without context becomes harsh. Context without accountability becomes avoidance. We get stuck and struggle because we want things to be simple. If it's so easy, why don't you just change? But we all have something that doesn't change easily. Weight loss is simple in theory. Calories in versus calories out. Yet for many, me included, it becomes a battlefield of emotion, identity, habit, and history. The same applies to procrastination, relationships, honesty, discipline, whatever your struggle is. We're not choosing behaviors in a vacuum. We are choosing them through layers of pain, conditioning, fear, and identity. So we live in the tension of, I should be better, and something in me won't let me. That tension is not weakness, it is a human condition. But being stuck does not remove responsibility. You're still accountable for what you do and what you fail to do. This is where many people go wrong. They discover the why behind their behavior and then use it as an excuse. But understanding your trauma is not meant to free you from responsibility. It is meant to guide you toward change. Remember, the guilt says that you did something wrong, whereas shame says, I am wrong. Accountability lives in guilt, not shame. At the same time, you cannot hate yourself into becoming better. If accountability is the structure, grace is the fuel. Grace allows you to understand you are struggling for a reason and are allowed to be human. Most importantly, you're not beyond change. You can acknowledge that you failed and recognize that something deeper is influencing you. That doesn't excuse the behavior, but it explains the resistance. An explanation is where that healing begins. The key is to hold two truths at once. You're responsible and you are wounded. Most people pick one, but accountability without grace can be harsh, rigid, and often cruel. The other side of the coin is that grace without accountability can be passive, stagnant, and often dishonest. Growth requires both. You're not choosing between them. Instead, you're learning to carry them together. This becomes even more important in relationships. Every relationship requires mutuality, where you hold yourself accountable and you offer grace to the other person. But it must go both ways, because justice without grace feels cruel to the one who failed, and grace without justice feels cruel to the one who was hurt. A healthy relationship is not one where mistakes don't happen. Rather, it's one where both people are willing to own their behavior, understand each other's pain, and keep moving forward together. If only one person is doing that work, the relationship cannot sustain itself. Someone does have to go first, though. So here's the question to sit with. What is the thing in your life that seems simple, but you can't change? Something your partner is asking you to do, but you can't do it. And then ask honestly, where do I need more accountability and where do I need more grace? Start with accountability because you can control that. You cannot control another's offering of grace. Becoming who you want to be isn't about choosing one, accountability or grace. It's about learning how to carry both without dropping either.